I held your hand, but I let it slip. Try to keep the fire, but lost my grip. Every word I said, every night I withdrew. I see now, I broke loving you. I thought I was strong, I thought I could stay, but love doesn't wait for fear to fade away. I broke love in you, I shattered what we knew. Try to hide the cracks, but they bled right through. If I could turn back time, I'd find a way to stay. But I broke love in you, and I can't take it away. The echoes of your laughter haunt my quiet nights. I reach for your warmth, but it's out of sight. Every memory stings, every moment I rue. I can't forgive myself for breaking you. I thought love was ours, unshakable, true, but I let doubt slip in. Try to hide the cracks, but they bled right through. If I could turn back time, I'd find a way to stay. But I broke love in you, and I can't take it away. I'll whisper your name into the night, hoping somehow it makes things right. But the truth is cruel. let you in where the light was low, where my fears learned how to breathe. I showed you scars I never named, and dreams I was afraid to believe. I smiled brave, but my hands still shook when I placed my heart in yours. I didn't know love could be this deep or this hard to endure. I spoke in whispers, not in walls. I loved you without a shield. I thought that if I gave you truth, you know how it should feel. I gave you my softest parts, the pieces I kept safe inside. Every hope, every fragile start, every tear I tried to hide. I loved you slow, I loved you real, I loved you past my fears. I gave you my softest parts, and you left them right here. I learned your silence like a language, read between each sigh. I stayed when love felt uncertain, when goodbye was close behind. I made a home out of maybes, built forever out of now. I bent myself into patience, hoping love would show me how. I believed in what we almost were, more than what we became. I carried us when you were tired and called it love, not pain. I gave you my softest parts, the ones that break the most. I gave you my unguarded heart and trusted you the whole way home. I loved you even when it hurt, even when I knew the cost. I gave you my softest parts, and you let them get lost. If love is gentle, why does it ache? Like it knew it wouldn't stay. I would still choose you even now, even knowing you'd walk away. Some loves don't end in hatred, some just fade with grace. But losing you still feels like losing a part of my face. I gave you my softest parts, and I don't regret the truth. I loved you with my whole heart, that's the bravest thing I knew. If love means leaving pieces behind, so be it, I still choose. I gave you my softest parts because they were always you. If you ever miss who loved you most, remember where I stand. I gave you my softest parts, with open heart, open hands. I walked into your arms like I had nowhere to hide, and gave you my heart with nothing left inside. I believed in the warmth of your hands, your touch. Never thought love could hurt this much. I let my walls crumble, let my tears fall free. Gave you every part of what made me me. I thought love was safe, I thought it was kind, but it left pieces of me behind. I wanted forever, I wanted truth, but love sometimes teaches through the I'll try to forget the way you looked at me, the way your words couldn't make me believe. And in the silence I could feel your fire. Even in the pain you were my desire. I gave my soul and it scattered on the floor, but every shot still whispers your name once more. I thought I'd lose myself, I thought I'd drown, but love taught me how to bleed and how to be found. I want it forever, I wanted truth, but love sometimes teaches through the pain we lose. I let love break me, let it tear me apart, let it carve your name into my heart. I gave you the best even when I was scared, even when it left me bare. I don't regret the nights, I don't curse the days, I just love has 1,000 ways. I let love break me and I let it stay, because it's still the only way I know how to feel. If love is a storm, then I welcome the rain. If love is a fire, then I embrace the flame. Even if I'm scarred, even if I'm worn, I'd rather be broken than never have won. Some hearts are fragile, some hearts are free. Might learn how to break and still believe. I let love break me, let it take me home. Left pieces behind, but it saved my soul. I gave you my heart even when it bled, even when I thought I was better off dead. I don't hide the pain, I don't hide the scars, because loving you taught me who we are. I let love break me and I let it stay. And if my heart is shattered, it's still yours to keep. I let love break me and I'm still yours, dear.
I still feel your touch in the quiet of my room. Your shadow lingers in the fading afternoon. I hear your laughter like a distant song, and though you're gone, the love stays strong. I can't hold you, I can't rewind, but I carry every memory in my mind. Though our paths have drifted apart, your love still lives inside my heart. I lost you, not the love. It lingers in the stars above. Every heartbeat calls your name, even though nothing feels the same. I lost you, not the love. It's a fire that won't give up. Through the silence and the pain, I feel you whisper through the rain. I walk the places we used to go. Every corner speaks of what I'll always know. The world moves on,
way your hand fit in mine. The world outside could fade away, but in your arms I'd always find a place where I could breathe, a place I could belong. I loved you like home, even when the lights were gone. I loved you like home, like the warmth in the winter cold, like the song that I've known, even when the story unfolds. I loved you like home, even when I was lost on my own. Every heartbeat, every word unspoken, I loved you like through streets that never knew the way you laughed to painted skies. I've chased the echoes of your truth, felt your shadow in my heart lies. Every whispered dream, every midnight plea, I loved you like home, more than you ever knew of me. I loved you like home, like the warmth in the winter cold, like the song that I've known, even when the story unfolds. I loved you like home, even when I was lost on my own. Every heartbeat, every word unspoken. And maybe love isn't forever, but I'll carry you through stormy weather. Every street, every corner, every stone, I loved you like home. I loved you like home. I loved you like home, like the warmth in the winter cold, like the song that I've known, even when the story unfolds. I loved you like home, even when I was lost on my own. Every heartbeat, every word unspoken, I loved you like home. I loved you like home. I loved you like home. Even when the lights went low, I loved you like home.
I watch you leave beneath the rain, a quiet ache, a tender pain. Your hand slipped from mine, yet somehow I love you then, I love you now. The door closed softly, but my heart stayed, and every word you left unsaid. Time can take what we once knew, I'm still holding on to you. I loved you past goodbye, even when the world said we should try to forget the fire, the nights we knew. I kept the flame alive for you. I loved you past goodbye, through every tear, through every lie. Even if the world moved on, I'd stay, loving you past yesterday. I hear you laughing, passing streets, see you smiling, strangers' eyes I meet. All the echoes of what we were still linger softly, still endure. Every memory, every trace I carry with me, I can't erase. Though distance grew, I never left. Your love's a gift I can't forget. I loved you past goodbye, even when the world said we should try to forget the Someday you'll look behind and see the love I left confined. It's in the silence, in the space between the endings, your embrace. I loved you press goodbye, even when the world said we should try to forget the fire, the nights we knew. I kept the flame alive for you. I loved you past goodbye, through every tear, through every lie. Even if the world moved on, I'd stay. Loving you past yesterday.
You past reason, past warning signs, past the truth my heart already knew. I stayed when the silence grew heavier, still believing it would lead me back to you. I read your eyes like broken letters, tried to make sense of every scar. I called your distance temporary, even when you were already far. I folded my pride into turn my doubts into prayers at night. I told myself love just hurts sometimes if you're loving with all your might. I loved you past reason, past self-respect, past the line where I should've let go. I gave you my heart without conditions, even when you stopped saying home. I loved you past reason, past what was fair, when loving you meant losing me. You left when it stopped making sense. I stayed, loving endlessly. I learned the sound of your almost, the way you promised without proof. I held on to maybe tomorrow, like it was stronger than the truth. Your touch felt careful like a stranger, afraid of what it still might mean. I kept loving what was fading and calling it in between. I turned your cold into my question, asked myself what I did wrong. I tried to be easier to love, stayed quieter, stayed strong. I loved you past reason, past dignity, past the tears I hid from view. I made a home out of your absence and called that love for you. I loved you past reason, past every sign that you were already free. You chose peace without my name, I chose you recklessly. If love were logic, I'd have walked away the moment my heart felt alone. But love doesn't listen to common sense, it only knows what it's known. I would have broken 1,000 times just to hear you say you're mine. That's the danger of loving someone past reason, past time. Now I'm learning how to forgive myself for staying when I should have run, for confusing pain with passion, for loving like you were the one. I loved you past reason, but not past truth, and the truth is finally clear. Love shouldn't feel like self-erasure or begging someone to stay near. I loved you past reason, but I choose me now with a heart still bruised, still free. I loved you deeper than it was wise. Now I love myself with that same intensity. If you ever wonder how far I went, how much of myself I gave, I loved you past reason and logic. And that's the bravest mistake I made. through stormy nights. I whispered truths you never heard. I built a world around your heart. I loved you until it hurt. I gave you all my quiet dreams, the parts I never show. I walked through fire just for you, through places only we could go. I didn't know love could break so slow, or leave me bleeding in the dark. But every tear I shed for you was just proof of my heart. I loved you until it hurt. Every heartbeat, every scar. I let you in when no one goes. I carried you wherever you are. I loved you until it burned, until my soul could barely stand. But I do it all again, just to hold your hand. I stayed when silence filled the air. I stayed when you looked away. I love the parts of you no one sees, even when it led me astray. I traced your name in endless nights. I prayed you'd see my soul. I loved you like the oceans love the moon they can't control. I didn't know love could feel this deep, pierce the heart so true. But even in the quiet ache, I was always reaching for you. I loved you until it hurt. Every heartbeat, every scar. I let you in when no one goes. I carried you wherever you are. I loved you until it burned, until my soul could barely stand. But I do it all again, just to hold your hand. Some loves aren't gentle, some loves aren't kind, but I gave you everything, even what I had to hide. I loved you beyond reason, beyond what I could bear. I loved you even when it broke me, even when you weren't there. I loved you until it hurt, and I don't regret a thing. Every smile, every broken word, every song I'll always sing. I loved you until it burned, until my heart could fall apart. And I still love you endlessly, with the pieces of my heart. I loved you until it hurt, and I love you that way forever, even if love leaves me empty. You'll always be my forever. I came to you with open hands, no shield, no place to hide. I let you see my fragile parts, the fears I kept inside. While you were learning how to leave, I was learning how to stay. I trusted every word you said and let my walls decay. I thought love meant surrender, laying all my weapons down. I didn't know that bravery could still be beaten to the ground. I loved you without armor, with my heart exposed and bare. Every wound I tried to hide, you didn't know was there. every crack in the nights you went away. I called it understanding when it felt like being small. I kept forgiving every time you let me fall. I mistook your hesitation for a love that needed time. But love doesn't leave you bleeding just to prove it's real or kind. I loved you without armor, every truth upon my skin. I fought for us with honesty while you were saving face to win. I gave you every piece of me, every scar, every scar. You left with nothing broken. I loved you without armor. Maybe love is learning when to guard your heart. Not everyone who reaches for you means to stay once they start. I won't regret the softness that I gave so freely then. But next time love calls my name, I'll choose me again. I bled devotion quietly, called it being strong. I didn't know self-protection wasn't something wrong. I loved you without armor, but I'm not ashamed of that. It takes courage to stand unguarded when the world attacks. You may never feel the damage you're leaving left on my heart, but I survived the war you started, and I'm healing every part. So here's to the love I gave unarmed, pure, honest, and true. I didn't lose my strength in loving, I just lost you. I loved you in the quiet ways, in all the things I couldn't say, in every glance I held too long, in every ride that felt so long. I loved you when I had no clue what love was really meant to do. I gave my heart without a plan. I love you more than I understand. I didn't know the rules of hearts, I didn't know where love could start. I just knew when you were near, the world felt safe, the pain disappeared. I loved you without knowing how, we had met without a vow. I fell in deep, I fell in true, before I even knew what love could do. I loved you without knowing why, I held on even as we cried. I didn't know how love should be, I just knew it felt like you. never made it to forever, but we stood close enough to dream. Your shadow slept beside my heartbeat in moments that almost meant everything. We learned the shape of each other's silence, shared secrets we were scared to keep. I memorized the way you almost loved me, like a promise you couldn't completely speak. We danced on lines we never crossed, held our breath, afraid to fall. Every touch was a question mark, every goodbye too soft, too small. I miss the almost us, the almost love we didn't try, the almost truth inside your eyes, the almost tears you never cried. I miss the words you almost said, the life we sketched but never drew. I don't miss you the way I should. I miss the almost me and you. We were timing without a clock face, two hearts out of step, out of place. You wanted peace, I wanted more. We stood in the same room, worlds apart in space. I replay nights where hope fell louder, when your name felt safe in my chest. You were never mine to lose completely, but losing the almost hurts the best. If love's a door we left ajar, I still hear it when it moves. Every maybe haunts my sleep, every what if looks like you. I miss the almost us, the almost love we couldn't hold, the almost future in your life, the almost warmth that turned to cold. I miss the way you stayed halfway, like you were scared of coming through. I don't miss you the way I should. I miss the almost me and you. If we had jumped instead of paused, if we had risked the fall, would we be standing stronger now, or never loved at all? I guess the pain is proof enough that something real was true, because only almost loving you could leave my heart this bruised. I don't cry over goodbye, I cry over what we didn't start. It's hard to heal love that lived only halfway in the heart. I miss the almost us, the almost home I never knew, the almost forever we let go, the almost dreams that felt so true. I miss the version of myself that still believed in almost too. I don't miss you the way I should. I miss the almost me. So here's to love that never learned to stay, to stars that faded before they shone. You weren't my greatest heartbreak, you were the one I never got to call my own. I learned how to breathe in the quiet after you, where your name still echoes every room. I packed away the memories, folded the pain, but your shadow stayed, it never changed. I smiled for the world, said I was okay, slept with the lights on, counting the days. I tried to move forward, try to be new, but every road still led me to you. They said time would heal what love broke into. is a life I already lived, then this lonely piece is all that I have left. I don't need you back, I don't need you to stay. I just needed you to know if you walked away, some loves don't end, they just change their shape. They learn how to hurt in quieter ways. I never unloved you, even when I tried, even when I smiled and said goodbye. If there's a part of me you still feel too, that's the part that never stopped loving you. I learned how to live with the heart still true, but loving you was never something I outgrew. I never unloved you. So if my silence ever finds its way to you, no, it's just love with nothing left to prove. I learned your silence like a second language, read every pause, every breath you hid. I held the door when the fire went out, smiled through nights you already quit. Your eyes stopped reaching for mine, but I kept reaching anyway. I told myself hope just limps sometimes, that tomorrow would beg me to stay. I stitched your name into my patience, wore your absence like a ring. I stayed for what we used to be, and all the maybes you didn't bring. I stayed longer than love, longer than the truth would allow. When your heart packed up and left, mine kept paying the vows. I stayed longer than love. When goodbye was overdue, you left when it stopped being easy. I stayed, still choosing you. I slept beside a fading picture, held the ghost of your touch. I made excuses for the distance, called the bare minimum enough. I watched you drift, polite and gentle, like you didn't want to hurt me more. But indifference cuts deeper than any slammed door. I fed the fire with my breathing, let it burn me just to feel. Believed in almost forevers, in a love that wouldn't heal. I stayed longer than love, long after you were gone. When your I don't know grew louder, I kept holding on. I stayed longer than love. When the answer was clear as day, you left when hope started hurting. I stayed, begging it to stay. If loving you was a lesson, then staying was the cost. I learned how to lose myself while proving I was lost. I would have bled a little longer just to hear you say my name, but love shouldn't feel like drowning in someone else's rain. So here's the truth I never said, with a voice I finally found. I deserved a love that stayed awake, not one that slept while I broke down. I stayed longer than love, but I won't stay longer than me. I'm letting go of the version of us that you wouldn't be. I stayed longer than love. Now I'm learning how to heal. I stayed until it killed me. Now I'm choosing what is real. quiet and the lights burn low. That's where your memory learns how to glow. I lay down my worries, I count my breath, still feel your name on my chest. I try staying busy, I try moving on, but the night knows where my heart belongs. In daylight I'm brave, I play it cool, but my dreams still break the rules. I tell myself I'm finally free, but my soul doesn't listen to me. I still choose you in my sleep, when my heart's too tired to speak, when I'm not strong, when I'm not proud, when the truth is buried deep inside the crowd. I let you hold me, I let you stay in every dream. I don't walk away, I still choose you in my sleep. I wake up reaching for empty air, like you were just right there. The pillow keeps your quiet shape of every word I couldn't say. I don't chase you in the morning light, I don't call your name at night, but somewhere between the dark and dawn, I'm still yours, I'm still gone. They say love fades if you don't feed the flame, but mine survives without a name. I still choose you in my sleep, when my promises still keep all the vows I never made, all the plans that drifted away. I don't fight it, I don't pretend, in my dreams we don't have an end. I still choose you in my sleep. If loving you is my quiet truth, then I'll carry it, even if I lose. Some hearts are honest only when they rest, only when they're not put to the test. The mind lets go, the heart still weeps, love talks loudest when it sleeps. I still choose you in my sleep, when I finally get to be me. No pride, no fear, no goodbye, just your hand back in mine. If I never say it when I'm awake, know this love was never fake. I still choose you in my sleep. So if you feel my heart tonight, that's just love refusing to say goodnight.
The night falls soft, but I can't sleep. Your shadow lingers where I breathe. Every corner whispers your name. Even in silence, it feels the same. I trace the moments we can't rewind, a fragile love frozen in time. Though you're gone, it's not the end. I feel you in every bend. I still feel us in the spaces between, in every heartbeat, in every dream. I still feel us, though the world's moved on. Your love's a light that's never gone. I still feel us, I melody that plays on and on. Though you're away, I'm not alone. I carry you inside my bones. I still feel us in the spaces between, in every heartbeat, in every dream. I still feel us, though the world's moved on. Your love's a light that's never gone. I still feel us, I still feel us. Maybe someday the wind will fade, and we'll meet where memories stay. Until then, I'll keep the fire alive. The spark of us will survive. I still feel us in the spaces between, in every heartbeat, in every dream. I still feel us, though the world's moved on. Your love's a light that's never gone. I still feel us, I still feel us. If love had a voice, it would tremble tonight, like my hands in the dark, reaching out for your light. It would say all the words I was too scared to speak. When I smile like I'm strong, but inside I was weak. It would whisper your name in the quiet of me, in the spaces where us used to breathe. If love had a voice, it would cry when you leave, tell you I stayed when I begged you to see. It would break in the silence, fall down on its knees, saying I loved you more than you believed. If love had a voice, it would sound just like mine, still calling you home, even after goodbye. If love had a voice, it would ache in the rain, like memories tapping on a window pane. It would laugh like we did in the old summer air, then choke on the truth that you're no longer there. It would ask if you ever still feel what we were, or if I'm just a song you no longer hear. If love had a voice, it would cry when you leave, tell you I stay when I begged you to see. It would break in the silence, fall down on its knees, saying I loved you more than you believe. If love had a voice, it would sound just like mine, still calling you home, even after goodbye. Maybe love is the echo that won't fade away, a truth in my chest that time can't erase. Maybe love is the reason I still feel you here, in every slow song, in every soft tear. bless you with peace if you're walking away. It would hold all the hurt and still choose to believe that loving you was the best part of me. If love had a voice, it would whisper, not lie. I was real, I was yours, I never said goodbye. So if you ever wonder what my silence means, if love had a voice, you'd finally hear me.
Like a secret learning to breathe. Every smile felt like a promise. Every touch said stay with me. I didn't see the ending coming, didn't hear the warning signs. I just followed where you led me, thinking love was always kind. We weren't reckless, we weren't cruel, we just didn't know the cost. Sometimes love is doing everything right, still somehow getting lost. Love didn't mean to hurt us, it just didn't know our names. It held us close, then slipped away, left echoes where we stayed. We tried our best, we loved sincerely, but hearts don't always learn. Love didn't mean to hurt us, but it did, and now it burns. I stayed longer than the feeling, hoping time would make it new. I kept choosing us in silence, even when you halfway knew. You weren't wrong, I wasn't broken, we were just out of sync. Two souls loving in different rhythms, drowning where we tried to swim. I still see you in small things, in the songs we used to play. Love doesn't vanish in a moment, it just slowly fades away. Love didn't mean to hurt us, it just asked too much of time. We gave it all we had inside, still crossed the fragile line. We were honest, we were open, but sometimes that's not enough. Love didn't mean to hurt us, it just forgot how to be soft. If love is a lesson I learned it deep, then not all hearts are meant to stay. Some come to show you how to feel, then gently walk away. I don't blame you, I don't blame me, I don't curse what we were. I just wish love knew how to leave without teaching pain first. Love didn't mean to hurt us, it meant to help us grow. But growth can feel like breaking when you're letting someone go. I'll carry you without the sorrow, without the weight of regret. Love didn't mean to hurt us, but I'll love you even yet. If we meet in another lifetime, with softer hearts, less fear, maybe love will know us better then, and hold us without tears.
I still see a shadow in the corner of the room. Hear your laughter in the silence of the afternoon. I reach for your hand in dreams that fade too fast. Memories linger even when the moments pass. I thought time would take the pain away, but it just whispers, it's here to stay. Love doesn't heal fast, it moves in quiet waves. Leaves me in the dark, chasing all your traces. I still feel your heart where mine used to be. Love doesn't heal fast, it stays haunting me. I drive down streets we promised we'd never leave. Trace the places where we used to believe. Your perfume lingers like a ghost I can't erase. Every corner holds a piece of your face. I thought goodbye would bring some peace, but it just haunts me, never lets me breathe. Love doesn't heal fast, it moves in quiet waves. Leaves me in the dark, chasing all your traces. I still feel your heart where mine used to be. Love doesn't heal fast, it stays haunting me. Maybe one day the ache will fade, but tonight I'm still caught in your shade. Every tear reminds me, every sigh, every glance. Love doesn't heal fast, not after we lost our chance. Love doesn't heal fast, it moves in quiet waves. Leaves me in the dark, chasing all your traces. I still feel your heart where mine used to be. Love doesn't heal fast, it stays haunting me. Yeah, love doesn't heal fast. It stays haunting me.
I set the table for two, even though I'm sitting alone. The quiet echo, you remind me of you, and the spaces where your warmth once shone. I held on to every word, every promise in the night, but love stayed, you didn't, and nothing feels right. Love stayed, you didn't. It lingers where your shadow used to be. I'm drowning in the memory of a heart you left behind. Love stayed, you didn't. It's in every tear I can't let fall, every whisper through the empty halls, every time I hear your name. I trace the corners of our past, the moments carved in silent frames. I thought some things were meant to last, but only love remained. I talked to ghosts in the dark, hoping they'll tell me why. Love stayed, you didn't, and I'm left asking why. Where your shadow used to be, I'm drowning didn't. It lingers where your shadow used to be. I'm drowning in the memory of a heart you left behind. Love said you didn't, and though I ache with every stone, I'll keep this love alive alone, even if you're Love stayed, you didn't. Love stayed, you didn't. And I'll carry it, even if you don't.
I walk the quiet streets we used to roam. Your shadow lingers, though I'm here alone. Every laugh, every tear we tried to hide still echoes softly, whispering inside. Time moves on, but it can't erase the warmth, the touch, the love we chased. Even in the silence, even in the dark, your memory's written on my heart. Love still knows your face, even after all these days. I close my eyes and I find you're still here, frozen in my mind. Love still knows your face, every corner, every place. No matter how far I run, your light remains my only sun. I see you in the rain, falling slow. In every fleeting smile, I feel you so. The world keeps spinning, yet I stay trapped in the moments that won't fade away. Time moves on, but it can't erase the warmth, the touch, the love we chased. Even in the silence, even in the dark, your memories are written on my heart. Love still knows your face, even after all these days. I close my eyes and I find you're still here, frozen in my mind. Love still knows your face, every corner, every place. No matter how far I run, your light remains my only sun. If I could hold you once again, I'd tell you how it's down to the end. The world may change, but I remain forever caught in your gentle friend. Love still knows your face, even after all these days. I close my eyes and I find you're still here, frozen in my mind. Love still knows your face, every corner, every place. I used to believe love was soft as rain, just whispered promises, no hidden pain. I opened my heart like a fragile door, never knew what it was breaking for. I traced your name in my quiet prayers, gave you my trust, left it unguarded there. I thought forever was something we earned, but loving you was my first lesson learned. They said love would save me, put me first, but love was the teacher and pain was the verse. Love taught me how to hurt, how to fall apart, how to feel everything inside my heart. It showed me heaven, then let me go, left me holding what we used to know. I don't blame you, I don't regret the truth, I just didn't know what love could do. Love taught me how to hurt. I learned how silence can scream your name, how missing you feels like standing in flames. I smiled for the world, hid every scar, bled in the dark just to look okay. I don't miss the fights or the nights we cried, I miss who I was by your side before love asked me to be this strong, before it taught me where I belong. They say time heals what love can break, but time just watches me awake. Love taught me how to hurt, how to stay when every reason was to walk away. It took my trust, then gave me truth, left me older but somehow new. I don't curse your name, I don't burn the past, I just learned some loves don't last. Love taught me how to hurt. If loving you was the price I paid, I'd pay it again, even through the pain. 'Cause in the ashes of what we were, I found my heart still knows how to burn. Some lessons come wrapped in goodbye, some loves live on even when they die. Final love taught me how to hurt, but also heal, how to break and still feel real. If I tremble when your name is heard, that's just proof I loved every word. I lost you, but I found my truth in every tear I ever knew. Love taught me how to hurt, and if love comes back, I won't be afraid. I've already learned the price I'd pay. We met in the middle of becoming, two hearts still learning how to stand. We said forever like a secret we barely understood back then. Every dream felt close enough to touch, every promise tasted true. Love stepped forward without fear, but we never quite knew what to do. We felt the fire, felt the pull, but fear was always louder than trust. Love kept asking us to stay, we didn't have the courage, it was Love was braver than us. It stayed when we ran, it believed in tomorrow while we doubted the plan. Love opened its arms, we turned away in fear. Love was ready for forever, we just weren't here. I gave you honesty and hope. You gave me hesitation and time. We called it being careful, while the truth stood in plain sight. Every almost, every pause, every word we didn't say was love knocking on our door. As we quietly walked away, we wanted safety, not surrender, wanted control instead of trust. Love was asking for our whole hearts, we only gave it half of us. Love was braver than us, it chose without doubt. It held on to the light when we started to fade out. Love would have stayed through the storm, through the cracks, through the scars. Love was ready to fight for us. We never were that brave at heart. Fear is the cost. I won't say we didn't love, because love was always there. It just stood waiting in the open while we hid behind our care. Love was braver than us, and that truth still hurts, knowing love was willing to stay while we put ourselves first. Love tried to save us both, tried to show us who we are. Love was braver than us, and that's the hardest part. So if love ever finds us again, I'll remember what we learned, that love isn't what breaks the heart. It's the fear we never burn. I've been standing on the edge of myself, afraid I need someone more than my pride. I learned how to smile, how to carry the weight, how to survive with my heart locked tight. I've loved in pieces, I've loved too late. I've watched forever slip through my hands, but something in your quiet gaze feels like a place where I could stand. You don't ask me to be stronger than I am. You don't need me perfect or brave. You just open your arms like you already know. I've been waiting to feel this safe. So take me to your heart, where the world fades out, where my fears don't speak and my doubts fall quiet. If love is a road that's broken and hard, I'll walk every mile if it leads to your arms. I don't need promises carved in stone, just a place where my soul isn't alone. If there's anywhere I belong from the start, take me to your heart. I've heard love say goodbye without warning, felt silence where a name once lived. I've learned how to leave before I'm left, how to hold back everything I give. But you don't pull away when I hesitate, you don't rush the parts of me that ache. You stay right here in the fragile moment, like my heart is yours to take. When my past
to your heart, even if it's scared, even if it's bruised from loving before. I'll bring all my truth, all my broken parts, lay them gently at your door. If forever is just a series of nights, choosing each other under fragile light, then I'm ready to start where you are. Take me to your heart. Take me to your heart. I don't need the world to understand. I don't need the future written in stars. If you're asking me where my home is now, it's wherever you are. So take me slowly. Don't let me apart. Take me to your heart. I learned your footsteps in the dark, knew the sound of almost home. I saved a place inside my chest for nights I'd sleep alone. Every promise I defended, every silence I forgave. I kept believing love was patient if I was brave. They said time reveals the truth. I thought time would bring you back, so I stitched hope into the hours you slipped through the cracks. I was the heart that waited through the cold and through the doubt. I held the door for forever while you were finding your way out. I loved you past the breaking, past the signs I never read. You moved on with your life. I was the heart that waited. I memorized your apologies, learned to smile through the pain. I called it understanding when it felt like being drained. I stood still while you were changing. I stayed soft when you grew distant. I made a home out of your absence and called it patience. Every night I chose to stay, told myself love's meant to ache, but love shouldn't feel like losing every time you hesitate. I was the heart that waited when your love was running late. I whispered just a little longer to a hope I couldn't save. I loved you without condition, without a promise said. You found a world without me. I was the heart that waited. If waiting was devotion, I gave you everything. But love is more than holding on to someone, letting go of me. I don't blame you for leaving. I just wish I'd known that waiting doesn't make you chosen. It just leaves you alone. So here's to the nights I survived, believing silence was care. Here's to the love I kept alive when you weren't there. I was the heart that waited, but I won't wait anymore. I'm closing doors I prayed you'd open, learning what my heart is for. I'll love again without apology, without begging to be seen. I was the heart that waited. Now I'm the heart that's free. what I gave and what it cost. I'll say I waited with my whole heart, and that's what I lost.
I still hear your laughter in the quiet of the night, a ghost of your touch that lingers, holding me so tight. The world keeps on spinning, but my heart remains the same, caught in the echo of your love. Whisper my name. I try to move forward, try to let you go, but every street, every song still feels like home. You're the love I can't replace, the fire I can't fight, the shadow in my heart that keeps me up at night. I've held 1,000 dreams, but none will ever be the way you love me, the way you love me. I see you in the sunlight, I feel you in the rain. Every little memory cuts through me like a chain. I reach for your hand in the silence of my room, but it's only the echo of a love that met its doom. I try to move forward, try to let you go, but every street, every song still feels like home. You're the love I can't replace, the fire I can't fight, the shadow in my heart that keeps me up at night. I've held 1,000 dreams, but none will ever be the way you love me, the way you love me. If I could turn back time, I'd hold you through the pain, tell you all the words I left unspoken in the rain. But now you're somewhere else and I'm here in the dark, still tracing the outlines of your name on my heart. Yeah. You're the love I can't replace, the fire I can't fight, the shadow in my heart that keeps me up at night. I've held 1,000 dreams, but none will ever be the way you love me, the way you love me. I'll carry you with me through every high and low, the love I can't replace, the one I'll never let go. I close my eyes, I see your face, a fleeting warmth I can't replace. Your fingers linger in the air, a gentle ghost that's always there. Every whisper, every sigh still haunts the corners of my mind. I reach for you, but you're not near, yet in my heart you feel so clear. The memory of your touch, it's everywhere I go, I feel it too much. A fire that burns but never fades, a love that time cannot erase. The memory of your touch,
was quiet, but my heart could hear every goodbye you were too afraid to say. You sat right next to me, still so near, yet somehow you were already far away. Your hand in mine felt unfamiliar, like it forgot the shape of me. I smiled, pretending not to notice you were learning how to leave. Love didn't shatter all at once, it cracked like ice beneath our feet. Every word you didn't say pulled you further out of reach. That was the night I lost you slowly. Breath by breath, tear by tear, you faded while I held you. You left while you were here. No slammed doors, no last kiss goodbye, just silence, learning how to be true. That was the night I lost you slowly, and I couldn't stop loving you. The clock kept moving, we stayed still, two hearts afraid to make a sound. I searched your eyes for something real, but all I found was shutting down. You said I'm tired, but I knew better. You were tired of trying with me. I wrapped my arms around a memory of who we used to be. I begged the night to hold us longer, to not let morning prove me right. But love was already packing up, disappearing into the light. That was the night I lost you slowly, like a song forgetting its tune. You were already saying goodbye while I was saying please don't. No cruel words, no dramatic scene, just love slipping through the truth. That was the night I lost you slowly, while I was still holding you. If love had screamed, I could have fought. If you had cried, I'd understand. But you left me in the quiet, with nothing left to hold but plans. I would have stayed through any storm, any dark, any pain we knew. But how do you save a love that doesn't want to be saved by you? So I memorized the way you breathed, the last time it felt like home. I didn't know that was the moment I'd start learning how to be alone. That was the night I lost you slowly, and I lost myself there too. I stayed loving every piece of you that no longer loved me back like you used to. If healing means letting go, then this is the truth I choose. I lost you slowly that night, but I'll find myself without you. Some loves don't end with a goodbye, they just stop trying to stay. That was the night I lost you slowly, and the night I learned to walk away.
The room was quiet, the air was still. Your hand slipped from mine against my will. I heard the words you didn't say, felt the love that slowly slipped away. Every heartbeat begged you to stay, censored in its way. The shadows of our yesterdays felt like rain and washed away. The night love let go, I watched it fade, I felt its low. All the dreams we held so tight vanished in the fading light. The night love let go, left me here with only echoes of a heart that still believes, even when love deceives. I traced your name in the falling dark, memories burning like a fragile spark. Every laugh, every tear, every sigh, carved in my soul where it can't die. Every heartbeat begged you to stay, but silence answered in its way. The shadows of our yesterdays felt like rain and washed away. The night love let go, I watched it fade, I felt its low. All the dreams we held so tight vanished in the fading light. The night love let go, left me here with only echoes of a heart that still believes, even when love deceives. If I could hold back the night, I'd turn the dark into light. But some love is meant to fly and leave us here, asking why. The night love let go, I watched it fade, I felt it slow. All the dreams we held so tight vanished in the fading light. The night love let go, left me here with only echoes of a heart that still believes, even when love deceives. I left the door half open when I walked away, like love might follow me home someday. I gave you laughter, I gave you my fears. You kept my best in my worst years. I learned how to smile in a quieter way, learned how to breathe without hearing your name. But there's a piece of me I can't forget. It's the part of me you kept. They say hearts heal if you let them break, but some wounds learn how to stay. You kept the part of me that loved too deep. The nights I cried myself to sleep. Every promise I made but couldn't save. Every word I was too afraid to say. I took my strength, I took what was left, but you walked away with my last breath. There's a piece of me I can't forget. It's the part of me you kept. I've met new faces, learned new names, but none of them know my quiet pain. I laugh in rooms that don't feel like home, still reaching for you when I'm alone. I don't miss the fights or the tears we made. I miss the way you said my name, like I was something you never lose, like I was safe with you. They say love fades when it's left behind, but yours still lives inside my mind. You kept the part of me that trusted you, shatter, they just ache in the quiet of every mistake. You kept the part of me that loved you true, even when there was nothing I could do. If you still feel me when you can't sleep, that's the part of me you still keep. I learned how to live with what I lost. I paid the price, I paid the cost. There's a piece of me I can't forget. It's the part of me you kept. So if my name still breaks your breath, that's just love refusing to rest.
We started like a sunrise, soft and golden, warm and new. Every glance felt like forever, every word was only true. But somewhere in the quiet, where laughter used to live, the spaces grew between us and neither knew to forgive. I tried to reach your shadow, but it slipped through my hands. We were holding on to moments, but not the love we planned. The way we fell apart wasn't sudden, wasn't loud. It was the silence that haunted us, missing pieces in the crowd. I loved you through the cracks, through the nights that tore us blind. The way we fell apart left pieces of you behind. I remember your eyes that morning, the way they couldn't stay. I remember how we whispered, I love you anyway. But love doesn't always conquer, sometimes hearts just bend. We held the dream too tightly until it reached the end. I still feel you in the echoes of every song we played. We were a story unfinished, a picture slowly fade. The way we fell apart wasn't sudden, wasn't loud. It was the silence that haunted us, the missing pieces in the crowd. I loved you through the cracks, through the nights that tore us blind. The way we fell apart left pieces of you behind. I wish I could rewrite the ending, hold you just one more night, tell you that I'd stay forever, and maybe make it right. But love doesn't come with rewinds, no pause, no second start. We drifted slowly, quietly, the way we fell apart. The way we fell apart still lives inside my chest. I carry all the little memories of when we loved the best. I loved you through the cracks, through the silence and the rain. The way we fell apart will always whisper your name. If time could bring us back again, I'd hold you and never depart. But I only have the echoes now of the way we fell apart.
We were young in the glow of borrowed time, laughing like the world had drawn a line between forever and the night we met. Every dream felt real back then. Your hand fit mine like it always knew. Every promise felt unbreakable and true. We didn't know what the ending cost. We just knew love, not what we lost. They say the past is just a place we've been, but sometimes it's where my heart still lives. We were beautiful once before the fall, before the silence learned to talk it all, before goodbye lived in your eyes, before forever learned how to lie. I don't need us back, I don't need you to stay. I just miss who we were yesterday. We were beautiful once. I still find you in the smallest things, old songs, late nights, wedding rings, in the way the moon holds on to the dark, in every place that feels like a start. We broke in ways no one could see, smiling wide but quietly bleeding. I don't blame love, I don't blame fate. Some hearts just learn too late. They say time turns pain into dust, but love remembers all of us. We were beautiful once, soft and true, before the world came crashing through, before the words we couldn't say built the walls that pushed us away. I don't curse your name, I don't feel the hate, I just miss the way we used to stay. We were beautiful once. If loving you was my greatest art, then losing you broke my heart. But even shattered, I can still see the beauty you left in me. Some loves don't fade, they just grow old, like faded pictures we still hold. We were beautiful once, and that's enough. Even if love didn't stay with us, if you ever doubt what we became, we were real, we weren't in vain. I'll carry the light we used to be, like a quiet truth inside of me. We were beautiful once. And if our story ends right here, it was still worth every tear. We trace the stars, your hand in mine, whispered promises through borrowed time. Every laugh, every tear we've known built a world that felt like home. But shadows fall where light once stayed, and love can falter, hearts betrayed. I see the pain behind your eyes, a quiet storm we can't disguise. When hearts don't agree, we still try, holding on as the moments pass by. Love is a river that bends and breaks, even the strongest can lose what they make. I'll love you still, though the night is long, even when our hearts don't sing the same gentle truth we couldn't deny. We danced through joy, through fear, through dreams. But some love's not as simple as it seems. Your eyes are oceans I can't reach, a lesson no words could ever teach. We love too hard, we love too free, and yet our hearts refuse to agree. When hearts don't agree, we still try, holding on as the moments pass by. Love is a river that bends and breaks. Even the strongest can lose what they make. I love you still, though the night is long, even when our hearts don't sing the same song. Maybe in another life, in another time, our hearts would beat in rhythm, perfectly aligned. But here and now, we're caught in between, a love so tender yet torn at the seams. When hearts don't agree, we still try, holding on as the moments pass by. Love is a river that bends and breaks. Even the strongest can lose what they make. I love you still, though the night is long, even when our hearts don't sing the same song. So I'll let you go, but I'll never leave. A love so real it'll always grieve. Even in silence my heart will plead for what we were when hearts didn't agree. We held on like forever was a promise we could keep. Wrote our names in moments we were too afraid to lose. I believe love was stronger than the cracks beneath our feet. But even gold can break if it's used. We tried to fix the silence, tried to outrun the truth. Slept back to back, still praying to feel close. I kept choosing us even when you couldn't choose. And love grew tired of holding us both. They said if it's real, it survives the fall. But real love can still lose it all. This is when love didn't win, when hearts gave in, when trying wasn't enough to stay. We didn't stop loving, we just couldn't breathe in the weight of what we couldn't say. I don't hate you, I don't blame the past, I just miss what we might have been. Some endings happen even when love's real. This is when love didn't win. I remember the way you said my name, like I was something you never lose. Now it sounds like a ghost in every room, like a truth I can't refuse. We built a home out of fragile dreams, painted smiles over broken walls. We kept pretending we were okay, until pretending took it all. They say love conquers, love survives. But love is human, love gets tired. This is when love didn't win, when hope wore thin, when holding on just us hurt too much. We didn't fall apart from lack of care. We fell from too much love and not enough trust. I don't curse your name, I don't regret every moment I let you in. Some good things end without a villain. This is when love didn't win. If loving you was my bravest fight, then letting go was my longest night. I still believe in what we were, even if we couldn't make it work. Some wars are lost with hearts still true. Some goodbyes don't mean I stopped loving you. This is when love didn't win, but it wasn't real. Every tear proves we tried. If I carry you quietly all my life, that's just the cost of loving you right. I'll remember us without the pain, without the who's at fault. Oh, when some stories end without a miracle. This is when love didn't win. And if our hearts ever meet again, they'll know we loved as hard as we could.
Days that never seemed to end, gray mornings that forgot how to begin. I wore my strength like borrowed skin, smiling through the weight I was living in. The nights were long, the silence loud. Hope felt lost inside the crowd. Then you walked in without a sound, and somehow the dark turned around. You didn't chase the shadows from my mind, you just stayed, let the light take its time. In your eyes I saw something true, a reason to believe again in love. And you are my sunshine. When the skies fall apart, the quiet warmth that reaches my heart. When the world feels cold and I'm losing my way, you remind me there's still light left to stay. I don't need the stars, I don't need the blue. Every brighter day begins with you. Through every season, through every fight, you are my sunshine, my morning light. I've loved before, but it felt like rain, falling fast and leaving stains. I learned to guard every fragile part, to keep my hope far from my heart. But you don't run when I start to break, you don't turn away from my mistakes. You hold my hand when words fall through, like loving me's the easiest thing you do. When my past tries to steal my breath, you pull me back from the edge of it. You don't fix me, you don't pretend, you love me as I am again and again. You are my sunshine. When the night feels long, the gentle calm. When everything's wrong, when I'm afraid I'm too much and not enough, you hold me close and call it love. I don't need forever, promise out loud. I just need you when the world breaks down. In every shadow, in every fight, you are my sunshine, my steady light. If someday the laughter fades to quiet, if life gets heavy and hearts grow tired, promise me this when hope feels thin. We'll choose each other, we'll begin again. Love isn't perfect, it's staying through pain, it's holding on in the pouring rain. And if I forget who I'm meant to be, shine your light back on me. You are my sunshine, even in storms, even when nights feel endless and warm.